They trying to get me back outside, but I'm working on my inner self. God is my bestie. Khadira!
What's up?
Hey, beautiful.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. So, the first thing is, April is my birthday, and you, yes.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And I love with you and your brother, pray like it's my birthday.
Yes.
Pray like it's your birthday.
Yes.
So, you want to say a quick prayer?
Yeah, why not?
All right, go ahead.
All right, so I want to pray, first off, for gratitude for April doing this, because I've only known you for a very short time, but I see God through the work that you're doing. So I want to pray and thank God first for you to be able to do this and be able to sit with me and all of the people that have these amazing stories. And I want to pray for your protection over your mouth, over your words, over your mind, body, and spirit, so that you can continue to do this and that the right people will find your words and your content and be somehow open to God in a new way. I hope that whoever you speak to advances people. It helps them expand their spiritual gifts, expand their spiritual mind and their own spiritual concept, so they can understand how God could also be their bestie. Amen.
Amen. That was so good, Khadira. I loved it. So let's get right into it. The beginning of your life.
Yes.
Was I was watching the prologue from your book.
Yeah.
And I want you to talk a little bit about that.
Ooh, so the prologue of my book, it starts off with a story with my mom explaining to me why I was special. So once the book is published, everyone will understand the full scope of it, but the story really came from my brother teasing me for being a product of rape. So he was calling me a rape baby and basically saying I was a mistake. And my mom's way of comforting me was reminding me that when she was pregnant with me is when my dad had committed some really dark crimes, and he had a vengeful attitude towards women. When she was pregnant, she was told that I was a boy through the sonogram. So because of that, he was like, well, the only reason you're alive is because you carrying my son. So he got locked up September 1983, and I was born December 1983. 7 months pregnant, my mom, when he got taken away. And my mom still was under the impression I was a boy the whole time, until I literally came out and the doctor announced that I was a girl. And she cried because she was like, wow, had he known you were a girl, I wouldn't be here. So that story is basically her sharing with me my significance. She's like, I don't know what God has planned for you, but I know how you protected me, so you were a star in my eyes. So it doesn't matter what he said. Yes, you came through force. I did not plan to have you, but God had plans for you. God was strategic when he placed you in my womb, even though it was through force. So that changed my whole perspective on myself, because then it didn't matter with my brother, the same brother who, now we pray together, but at that time, he was going through something too. He just lost his dad. He was 7, 8 years old. My dad was incarcerated. So being ripped apart from that lifestyle, they were completely Muslim, didn't speak English. It was a lot that changed for him during that time period. So now I have grace for him. But it really came from that moment of my mother trying to solidify, you have purpose. God was strategic. I did not plan to have you, but for whatever reason, we both still here, and those other women are not. So remember that. Yes, it's a dark story, but he was intentional when he made you. And that has carried me. I'm 42 now.
Wow.
And that's my confidence.
Team 42.
Right. Shout out to the 83 babies.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Exactly.
Wow. And you said something about he put a knife to her.
Yeah.
And said that.
She said she was riding in the elevator with him, and he told her because the other woman, the other crimes, he sliced them up. He cut the women up. And these were wives of his. They were in a Muslim relationship, and this is what he did. So she saw what he was capable of doing, right? So he's telling her, if it wasn't for that boy in your stomach, you'd be dead too.
Wow.
So that the heaviness of, even though it sounds gruesome, that kind of made it feel lighter, because it was like, oh my God, I really do have a purpose here. Because my story couldn't even exist. There are other children whose stories won't exist because of what my father did. There are other children he had with those women, and I don't know what their story is. They're scattered in the world somewhere, right? So my mother is saying, look, you have me, you have your siblings, you have purpose. It could be worse. Yes. I know it's bad, but it could be worse. And that was because of her relationship with God, right? Wow. So she held on to that faith, and she wanted to make sure I understood. It's the reason you're here. I don't care what he says. That little boy is hurting. You stay focused on what God needs you to do.
Right. So your mom was raped by him?
Yeah. My mom has an incredible story as far as being a survivor of domestic violence and a number of things at my father's hand and in general. But she doesn't like to share those things because it's something she's still working on. Yeah. So I allow her the space to disclose what she wants when she wants. But yeah, they were married, but she repeatedly, it wasn't like a one-time thing for him. My father was abusive. He was very abusive to her, in ways that altered her physically, everything you could think of, and she survived that.
Wow,
right?
And you came into the world with all of this stuff going on as a baby.
Yeah, I was in her womb. That's what I think about. I'm like, wow, she was in court sitting there with me, like,
Yeah.
And then because of my father also has mental health issues, so I'm kind of schizophrenia.
Okay.
Right, so that along with drug use is kind of what led him, to where he is today, and it made me study mental health and made me want to know more about it because I was worried I was going to be crazy. And then it was like trying to understand my mother too, because what power could she possess to be okay today? I always looked at her and thought that, like, not that she was perfect, she had things that impacted me as well. But as a woman now, I look at her and say, God is in you, because there's no way. So many women I see. I live East Harlem, right, 125th Street. Those women are hurt.
Yeah.
So they chose drugs, they chose alcohol, whatever.
Yeah.
My mother don't drink, she don't do drugs, right? She could be so many other things, and she's a strong woman. She's a social worker. Like she completely took that and said, I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna help other people. So I look at her as being strong. So even though I could share a million stories about shit she did to me, and she know I'll never hide that, because I've changed my phone number because of my mother, right? And she knows that. So we haven't always been perfect because there's things she needed to heal from still.
Okay.
Right? Especially when you grow up with an abuser. Like, she grew up with my dad. They were together since she was 17. She grew up with that man abusing her. So some of her tendencies reflected that in her parenting style.
Yeah, she projected it onto you.
A lot. And I was the one who came when everything hit the fan. So now, not only did I feel it in her womb, sometimes I felt it as a child. With her going through her own depression and trying to get back up. But her getting back up is still resilient because she actually did it.
Yeah.
Even if it was messy.
Yes.
Even if it looked fucked up at times and it wasn't perfect, she got up. So today, my mother, we still fight.
Right.
But I love her because I'm like, no, you survived this shit. You survived it. You raised 4 children. We're all clinically sane, kind of, right? Yeah, could be, but, and we're all doing well for the most part. No one's perfect. And my brother, even in his situation right now, he still wants to pray every day and talk about God. He could have gave up. He could be like, fuck this, yo. I'm here. I'm just like my father. He could have so many negative ways to project his own life, and he's still like, nah, God got me here for a reason. Fuck it, I'm going to Bible study in jail. What did I miss while I'm in? You know what I'm saying? That's his attitude.
And look how powerful he is. His name is John.
John.
And he's the one that said, pray like it's your birthday.
Pray like it's your birthday.
So he's sharing his life from there with the darkness. Mm-hmm. And I love that. And tell him I said my love and blessings. Yeah, wow. So, your dad now, he has double life.
Yeah.
So, wow. Now, what did he do?
It was murder.
Murder.
2 murder charges.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
Yeah.
And you came from all of that, Khadira.
It's a lot. Because you grew up with shame, knowing that's your bloodline. My name is really Savage. Like, that's my name.
I want to talk about that as well.
So that's
growing savage.
Yeah, that's a real thing. So now that's really my name. So I know I understood, like, my roots came from that, but I understand my assignment is to grow from that. That same story my mother told me. God was intentional about everything. So now whatever I see, however my cards is dealt, God was intentional is the thing I stick with. He was intentional. It's not punishment. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable, but I'm supposed to grow from this. So, yeah.
Now, you wrote in Bridges.
Oh, yeah.
You wrote him a letter.
I did.
This is the book Bridges. And Khadira has a poem, letters, and expression in here. And you wrote him a letter. That made me sad. And I was thinking, like, damn, I hope I don't cry on this.
You can cry, it's okay.
No, because of so much that you've been through, and I kind of, place myself in your shoes and try to understand. But you said you went to the prison.
Yeah.
And he took everyone off his list.
Yeah. I was in the middle of a mental health crisis myself, and for whatever reason, I've always been delusional about my dad. Meaning, even though he is who he is, he's done what he's done. In my mind, I've always been daddy's little girl, and I thought that he would be able to support me in my moment. So I went there. I had a mental health crisis at work. My blood pressure spiked 212 over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. They sat me down with a stroke notes, everything.
Wow.
And they were like, what's going on? And I told them, well, I'm a parent of an autistic child. I'm a single mother. I got 3 kids. I didn't even get into my childhood. It was just like the present day of what was going on. I was crashing. I was burnt out. So I went to the prison saying, let me go to the person who's crazy. Because if this is my moment, let me go to him and see how he can help me come through this. Because he is, when he does write, it is very spiritual. It sounds motivational, right?
Okay.
He's also very severely mentally ill, right? But so at my moment, I went and I go in and the sergeant is like, I'm sorry, he removed everyone off the list. And I was like, what? I said, yo, tell him it's Khadira. Like, tell him it's me. If you let him know I'm out here, because she said he has the option to come out for the visit anyway, right? So I said, okay, can you let him know it's me? So she went back there, and I'm standing in the lobby like, once he knows it's me, he gonna let me in. She came back, and she wanted to cry. Like, I never forget to see her face. She was like, okay, I'm sorry, you denied the visit. And I said, you told him it was me? And she said, yeah, he's aware, he knows. And he said he doesn't want to see anyone right now. And I just walked out of the prison gates. This is Roadway Prison in New Jersey, and they have like a little, I call it a runway. As soon as I got to the runway, like exited the door, it just started pouring rain out. Like pouring, and I just started crying. And I was like, yo, how can he deny me? And I was talking to God, like, how can my father deny me?
And you said in the book, you felt like God was crying with you.
That's what was happening.
That's when you let your father, God.
He said, your father did not deny you. That man in there denied you.
Right.
Your father has never denied you.
Right.
And I stood there, and I could have went back inside for shelter. I just stood there, and I let God talk to me, and I cried in the rain, and I had to have that moment. And I think from that point on, I understood who he was. It was like God had to make me, it was like something bad had to happen emotionally for me to understand that he would never be at a capacity to help me in a way that I wanted him to.
Yeah.
And that I actually didn't need it because God had always been that man for me. Always. He said, stop looking over there. You went to the prison? Like, you went all the way to Jersey.
Now, have you ever went to visit him and y'all actually seen each other?
Yes.
Okay.
So throughout my whole childhood, I went, my mom would take us. This time, sometimes I could only go in the parking lot, depending on how he was. And the other times where I went inside. My earliest memories of life are in prison. And my mom argued with the COs. They didn't want me to take my bottle inside. Like, those are all my earliest memories. Or like, I call it parking lot pimping. When we in the parking lot, she go inside, and we out there with the, not High 7, it was Kiss FM at the time, just listening to music, rocking out until she come out and tell us how he was. I have memories of him being in full-blown, I guess you would call it psychosis, because he's behind the glass.
What happens with psychosis so that people can understand?
He's not himself. He's in a whole nother realm, it seems. His physical body is present.
Okay.
He's not able to articulate himself.
Okay.
Not even to converse. Like, he was just rocking back and forth, and he was crying, like bawling, crying, but he was smiling like the Joker. I will never forget this. And I could not understand. I was like, and then I'm asking my mother, like, why is he crying? But why is he smiling? Like, what's going on? And she was trying to explain to me, it's the medicine, baby, it's the medicine. And I'm like, he's sick.
Wow.
My mind couldn't grasp what was really happening. He probably was crying because he could not express himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in my mind, a child's mind, I'm like,
he might have been smiling because he was happy that y'all were there.
All he could do was put his hand on the glass. I remember all of this. Like, I took my oldest son will be 23 this year. I took him to see him when he was a baby. And that was a beautiful visit because I was scared. I know my dad is severely schizophrenic and he's murdered people. And I'm like, do I let him hold the baby? Like, and my mom, she did not know I took the baby and she was mad. She was like, what if you would have threw him to the floor? Like, she was just, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I wanted my son to see him. But it was a beautiful visit, and he held my son, he put him on his lap, and what did he do? He popped his dentures out to be funny. Like at my son's face. He was like, whoop, like playing with him. And my son, who is autistic and nonverbal, was laughing so hard with him. Like they had a real moment. So I hold on to
beautiful.
Yo, I love those moments, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I was expecting. I thought he was going like, I need the denture trick, Dad. I need you to help me that day at Broadway, but that's not what happened. And that really solidified how I kind of broke up with him.
Okay.
I had to let him go in so many ways. Like, and really not be delusional. Take the rose-colored glasses off and face the reality that whatever I was going through, God was going to be the one to help me, and he would probably never be at a capacity to really step in there. Like, that's not who he is.
Wow. Now, what ways would you want him to be there for you? Like, if he could, like in your world, in your perfect world, what would you want from your dad?
I would want life advice. I would want to know his quirks, his character traits, because a lot of times growing up, my mom would be like, "Oh, just like your dad," but it was negative. It wasn't like, you know, the way I always got the bust down part in the middle. Since I don't have hair now, but since I had hair, you know, even with the wigs, it was always the bust down part. Wearing wife beaters, the way I talk, the gap in my teeth. It was always so many things she pointed out that I was like him. And I want to know what he's like. I want to know what the fuck his voice sound like. That's something that has faded. I can't remember his voice, his scent.
When the last time you spoke to him?
2010.
2010?
Yeah. And it's because he was in the hospital.
Wow,
and we went to see him. Yeah, I know. And that's why I've been trying to communicate, but I don't know what his mental health state is. Like, I don't know what he is to say. It's him making decisions if he's not well. And recently I told myself, you know what, he's trying to protect you. I think I put that in the letter.
Yeah, you did. That's his way to protect you.
Right.
Yes.
And I might be wrong about that, but that's my way of trying to cope with it. Saying maybe he knows he's not well, so he wants to protect me by staying away.
Yeah. Wow. I was trying to find the part where you said that, but yeah, that probably is his way of protecting you, you know? Now, what ways do you think not having a father affected you as far as men and relationships?
Oh, that question right there. I think that it gave me a behavioral trait where I didn't know I was being rejected. I can say that. Where I was kind of dumb to people who didn't really pour into me the way I poured into them. I probably over poured into people thinking that I had to prove myself to get love and attention, because that's what I did with my dad. Like writing him 4-page letters, 5-page letters, sending him pictures of my accomplishments. I'm sending that stuff and he would hardly respond. I get one page back and a letter has nothing to do with nothing I sent to him, right? So now I've built relationships with people where I'm used to being the one pouring, and I never required them to pour back into me. So now at this age, I can see that in my relationships, the way I was a people pleaser, the way I would allow certain behaviors and make excuses for people. It's like, oh no, well, he's not answering my questions because of this. Like, I just want to know my family lineage, right? And you sending me all this other stuff. So like, I would accept that, because I'm like, well, this is my father. Like, so I have no choice but to accept that. And that's kind of how my relationships mirrored how I engage with people. And then specifically when I dated, whether it was a man or a woman, their role, I usually looked at them for certain things that they weren't responsible for.
I love that, because I identify with that so much. Yes, we do expect them to heal us. Like, that's their job. And when they don't do that job, we're hurt.
Yes.
But they don't even know that's their job, and it shouldn't be their job. It's our job. But we don't know this stuff until
trial and error.
Right.
A lot of errors.
Yes.
A lot of errors.
Yes.
A lot of lessons learned.
And it's okay. It's all right. L stands for lessons learned.
Yes.
Not losses or anything negative. Wow. But you still love your dad?
I do. I love him. There's certain things that happened in the past couple of years that made me not want to communicate with him anymore. Like when my oldest brother passed away, the way he handled that, I was very disappointed, and I was like disgusted. I was like, oh, that's probably, the letter really came because of Bear. Bear is my oldest brother, who I met in this same park for the first time when I was like 22.
Wow.
Yeah.
On MySpace?
On MySpace, yes. Yes, on MySpace. So I've been searching for my siblings my whole life because I know the ones I was raised with didn't fuck with me. So I was like, well, there's more of us out there.
And you got 14 or 15?
I'm number 15. So
wow.
It's 14. Before me, Bear was number 1. That's Roy Jr., right? That's Junior. So I found him on MySpace at the time. I just typed the name in. Let me see. And when his picture popped up, I was like, that's my brother. I was like, that's my brother. I was hyped, you know. It took him like, I think 2 or 3 weeks to respond to me, but he finally responded. We met, and it really was my brother. And he lived right in the Bronx. It was like he was right across the bridge the whole time. Probably rode the train together mad times and just never knew, right? So we got close because he was raised as the only child, even though he knew we existed. But he was like, I got a baby sister. And that's kind of how he went with that from the time we knew each other. I got a baby sister. I got sisters. Like, I'm a protector. Right? So that's how we built our relationship. But when, unfortunately, my brother had this almost identical crime, he ended up murdering his wife.
Wow.
But it was a domestic dispute that she was attacking him, and she impaled herself on a knife. But he got charged with murder. But before he passed, it was brought in court. He was not exonerated. What's the word? He was proven innocent, basically. Wow. He was supposed to be coming home before he died.
Wow.
Because the judge saw, like, he had defense wounds. The way she passed, it was one wound. It wasn't like he stabbed her up or like a passion crime. It was really one wound. It was from her falling on the knife as she was trying to attack him. So it was proven that he was innocent, but he also got cancer while he was in prison. So now, and my brother was a person who went to church every Sunday, right? Who worked in social services, had no history, no criminal history, never been arrested. But this happened to him. So he ends up doing time. And while he's upstate, he gets cancer. And he ended up passing away. Now, bringing it back to my dad, when it happened, I contacted the prison to tell him, like, listen, Bear died. Like, you know, we're setting up everything for him. I never asked my dad for money. My dad get money every month from the military while he's incarcerated. I never said, Dad, send me $10, send me this. Never. But this is the one time I said, if you can you help? Because this was not expected. Nobody had, like, I didn't know if he had insurance, anything. And my dad basically was like, no. He said, I got the money. He told me he didn't want to attend. Well, he didn't tell me. He told his social worker who communicated to me. She was like, I'm sorry. He said he doesn't want to attend the funeral. He doesn't want to. And it ended up not being a funeral, sad enough, because everybody bailed at the last minute, and my mom and me came together and helped pay for my brother to get cremated. And his funeral was me walking him through Harlem. Like, when I got his ashes from Owen's funeral home, I just said, let's walk. So I just took him, and I said, I'm talking to the bag, you know?
Wow, Khadira, what, like, it's so much on you.
But it don't feel like it's on me, and I think that's
But I think it's beautiful that you even, like, did that for him. You know, you made that happen for him. You walked through Harlem, and you just now met him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you did it all by yourself.
Yeah. But that was I loved him before I knew him. Like, that's in my heart. I knew, if you know you got 14 siblings out there, well, not really 14, because 2 of them was with me, but the other ones, in my mind, they might have been suffering too. Yeah. So I always had the heart to say, if I find them, I'm going to make sure we all good. That's what my mission was, right? And he had that same energy towards me. He was like, oh, I found you. Like, we good now, you know? Right. So I had to do that for him, because I know in his heart he would have did the same thing.
Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah. Wow, what a story. Now you got another brother that's incarcerated.
Yeah.
Wow, Khadira, that's a lot on you. I mean, how do you deal with all of this?
I pray and I set boundaries, and that's something I'm learning to do, because I think before Bear even was incarcerated, I had another brother, one of the other ones I found, who was also doing 20 years. And I would answer his call. I mean, like he had me running. He would send me stuff to send to people and do this and call this person and do this.
I know how that is.
Yeah, but he was he lied to me about why he was incarcerated. And I'm naive. I never looked it up. Like, the internet existed. I never said, let me go look up my brother's charges, because I trusted him. And one day, when my father said no and he locked me out that day, I went home and I started looking up. I said, well, I got to break the curse. So I looked up the charges and saw what he was really incarcerated for. And I had to cut all communication with him, because I had him on the phone with my kids. It was like he was really a part of my life, although I never met him physically. I had made him a part of my life, and then I discovered his charges were, it was some real whack shit, you know, dealing with kids, autistic kids at that, and my son is autistic, you know,
Wow.
I'm like, oh, you're a predator,
Wow.
and you've been using me, and then I find out some of the people he had me contacted were his victims. So now I'm on the outside like, oh my God, imagine getting a message from somebody saying, oh, so-and-so is trying to reach you, and I'm thinking I'm helping my brother, and it's somebody he's been tormenting, trying to reach, and he having me trying to get to them. So I had to cut off all communication. So now with these two brothers, I'm strong on boundaries, because it's like I can never ever allow myself to be used.
Is that the brother pray like this?
No, that's not him.
Oh, that's the one doing 20
It's a whole
years.
nother one, yeah. And I think he might be out now, but I cut communication off prior to him even being released or him being out for parole, because once I figured that out,
to tell you.
he should be.
But his charges were,
He should be, because and he know how I am about my kids too, right? Energy like that, like even right now I feel myself like hulking up, you know, a little bit, like I'm, you know, I don't play like that. Certain things have happened to me, so why would I allow someone like that around me?
When you say certain things happen to you,
I don't mind. It's my testimony. I know now my testimony is not even about me.
Right, because we're not just going to talk about your grief. I want to talk about your gifts after.
Right.
Because you got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But the touching stuff is how can I say this? Like, it's levels to it, because it was men in my family who were placed around me and my siblings who did inappropriate things. And these are things that in the past few years I've confronted people. The person, the uncle, he passed away already. He got stabbed up in Haiti. Oh, why did I smile? God forgive me. Did you see that?
God forgive her.
I'm working on it. Yeah, anyway, so he went home and got stabbed up or whatever. So not that I felt vindicated, but I was like, all right, God, well done, you know, because of what you did to me.
People are so scared to get to know themselves, the dark parts, the shadows, and they keep that. They're afraid of that, and I don't think that's healthy.
No, it's not, because you
got to do your shadow work.
If you keep that inside, that's poison.
Yes.
There's no amount of books you can read. There's no amount of praying you can do. God is looking at you with the poison sitting in there, and He wants you to work on it.
Yes,
you know, He wants you to release it, and not a way to embarrass yourself, but in a way to heal it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get into like what you do. I love what you do, girl. You turn your grief into gifts.
Yes.
Your pain into power.
Yeah.
I think that is super duper dope.
Thank you.
So you have a podcast?
Yeah, I feel like I have a couple. Yeah, but I have a podcast with my brother, which is the Growing Savage podcast. And then I have a few audio podcasts that
the Remedy.
The Remedy.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that one.
That was about music specifically. I was trying to tap into how artists use music to kind of transmute their grief in certain ways, right? Before this was ever called good grief or anything, the Remedy was like, yo, what's your remedy? Like, what do you do to kind of like get out of your funk? So I had a natural love for it. And music was how I spoke to God. Right, I remix songs even to this day. It's songs I take, and I'm like, no, this is for God. It's a love song, but no, it's not. You know, I'm talking to my Sky Daddy. It's not, you know.
I love that Sky Daddy.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got another word, y'all. Sky Daddy.
For real though, because like it was like my music is my way of transmuting stuff, like a language nobody gotta understand. But
music understands us, how we feel. That's why I have a tattoo on my hand.
Oh, see, you get it.
Yes, I know.
But it doesn't mean that we're supposed to be artists in that way.
No,
right?
Just connect.
And that's what I had to learn. So I'm okay with not being a rapper. Yeah. I think I'm way better doing production and all this other shit that happens behind the scene and management. Like that's, I can say that's where I'm strong at.
Okay.
Right? So, but yeah, so all of the concept really came from me having different bouts of depression and saying, well, fuck it. If I had to get up and do something, what would I want to do?
Now, me versus me. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. What did that come from? And, how did you come up with that? Me versus me. Is that like a part of healing, looking at yourself trying to figure out what you need to work on, what you need to let go of? What was that?
That was me being accountable and realizing that a lot of the stuff that I've experienced that could be considered negative, some of it was by my hand.
Yeah.
You know, some of it is that shadow side of me.
Yes.
And being able to say, it's not about me fighting nobody else, my mother, my father, my siblings. No, it ain't even an enemy, right, outside of myself is not important. The real battle is what I'm telling myself in my head. What are those conversations like?
Right.
So I could present however. I'm the master of masking, right? Because of where I was raised and all the shit I've gone through. I know how to put on a happy face.
Right.
But what happens inside my head?
Yes, that's important.
That part, right? So me versus me is the battle between me, my light and my dark side. But it's really being accountable and being like, damn, I was fucked up.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And that hurts.
It does.
You think about people you hurt, people like, damn, they may never be the same behind me. Oh my God. And it's guilt, it's shame.
Yeah.
And then people will be like, well, why you with my guy? Because that's the only way this shit gonna make sense.
Right.
That's the only way I will be able to.
He's the only one who can turn us around.
That's it.
Because it's that inner stuff, not that out. I don't even look at the outer part of people no more. Oh, he's fine. She's beautiful. Yes, that's true, but what's on the inside? And like you mentioned, masking. People do that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to mask anymore. I want to be exactly who I am.
Take me as I am.
Or have nothing at all.
Have nothing at all.
You know that Mary J.
That's right.
Song?
I be singing that out of it because I mean that.
Take me as I am, or have nothing at all.
Hey, harmonizing. For real.
No, but it's true. I think it's important that we be ourselves.
Yeah, man.
Because I used to feel like, you know, like you said, I got to be this or that. You mentioned that, and I identify with that. Like, for people to like me, I have to be this person or that. No, I don't want to do that because that shit aggravated the hell out of me.
Even not cursing. Like, in certain parts of myself, I used to try to act like I took a certain way. But then when the real me come out, people are like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm sorry, surprise. I curse like a sailor. You know, I don't know. I can't call it. But, you know, and God is there too with all of the F-bombs and everything.
But see, that's why he's my bestie, because there is no hiding any parts of myself from him. And he still loves us.
As is. That's right.
As is. I'm like, wow, I never had a love like that.
I never knew a love like this. That's common. Yeah,
I never had a love like that from a person, from a human.
And that's what made not dating right now be easy. That's what made not participating in sexual activity be easy.
Yeah, so let's talk about
Bobby.
So
yeah.
So you've been celibate?
Yeah, for too long. I'm sorry.
No, because I keep trying to say I want to start. And in my mind, I really do. But it's something within me that I'm still thinking about other people more than myself. Like, they want to do it, so let me do it. And then I just give in, and I do want to do it, but it's just a battle in my head. But I want to practice celibacy so I can meet my higher self. My higher self. I'm at my higher self, but I can go higher. And I want to know, what is that like, Khadira? I adore women who do it, and it's like...
It's tough, though. It's not easy because I think, I know the parts of me that used to exist, I was never promiscuous.
Okay.
But I also did my thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I have fun. Like, I had fun.
Yeah.
But I also had fun while I was in relationships. You know, I was doing multiple days at the same time, dating men and women and doing all of this stuff. And I think they stressed me out. Like, when I had my mental health crisis I mentioned, that was like 2018. And I think doing research, because I'm a Sagittarius, I'm always going to look up, like, I'm a wizard. I have to know. So I'm doing research trying to figure out, how can I heal myself?
Right.
And I saw abstinence. I saw celibacy. And I saw how you could transmute that energy.
Yeah.
And it's like, they like, spiritually, this is good for you. And I'm like, oh, bet, check. I'm adding that to the list, right? And I got people in front of me I don't want to touch me anyway. So it makes sense, right? So I just started to abstain, broke up with people, you know, and it was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And I started doing it, and I think I went 3 years. And then finally, Listen, this is a sad story. It's gonna get worse. Watch. Look. So I went 3 years, and then finally was like, yo, I know somebody. If I had to like break my virginity, boom, that's my person. And I did it. I set up the whole play every day, and it wasn't worth it to me.
Wow.
I felt I don't want to say spiritual guilt.
You felt like you cheated yourself.
I did, because the person had no connection to me outside of that moment. Right? Okay. It's like you wait all of that time spiritually to give it to a person who's not even your boyfriend at least, or somebody that not even trying to build with you in that way, because that's not how I even set it up. I didn't require that. I'm thinking like old me. I'm setting up a play. I didn't think about it like I'm supposed to be with somebody and build with them for them to be able to touch me. So that happened. Right. That was 2023, and here we are in 2026.
Wow. So and you were another 3 years.
This is like prison. Oh my God.
Now during your celibacy, like this is a little personal, but do you masturbate? I do. This is how I get by. I'm a DJ on the side, you know, like exactly. You have to be, because this is another thing I've researched. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's also a way to transmute that energy throughout the orgasm to bring it back up instead of letting it come out. Right. So these are the type of games I play with myself, right? Wow. So let me power up that way, right? And learn myself differently, where now I don't have to fantasize about a person. I can fantasize about me. Yes, sir.
I think Cardi said that in a line. Sex so pussy so good I say my own name.
Yeah.
That's the level I'm at now. I don't even, it is not because I don't want a partner, but understanding how I enjoy it is a totally different level. Yeah. And removing the fantasy of it being another person there allowed me to learn how to be intimate. So it has, that's the good part.
Yeah.
But my hormones still exist. Right?
Right.
I'm 42 now, and I don't want to claim perimenopause, but I feel like there's a spike. It's like now I'm smelling like I went to an event last night, a poetry event, and the dude sat down in front of me. You know how when somebody sits, and it was cologne. Oh my God! I was like, I would have biked the back of his neck. Then I was like, girl, you don't even know if he's straight or gay or what. You just attacking people. So I just had to sit there and be like, all right, just take it in. Then I was like trying to smell him. I was like,
wow.
How long is that? You know? So I like going into, I think I made a video one time. I was in Food Bazaar and the cucumbers is looking at me. What? And I'm like, what is happening? I'm talking to God in the supermarket. Cucumbers gone? What?
Buddhism. You were studying Buddhism.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that religion
works?
Yeah. Because I don't know much about it. So
in 2017, I was working in a women's shelter, and one of my coworkers at the time, Miss G, shout out to her. I don't know what happened to her in life, but she put me on. She said, I'm a part of this group, and I think you would really like mesh well with them. I'm like, this ain't no cult. Like, what the fuck is this? All right, like, hold on. And she said, no, it's not like that. It's not churchy. It's like come as you are. But I really think if you tapped in, it would be good for you. And I went to a meeting, and I heard people talking about God, or the likeness of the universe, God, that energy. And the people that were in the room were so colorful, like meaning energy-wise. Like everybody was literally there in themselves. And it wasn't about being strict. It wasn't about religion in that way. It was about the personal time you spent in prayer. It really was the biggest thing I got away from it. Getting my gohanzen, learning how to pray, building a schedule to do it, right? They have certain times a day where they really were like, okay, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or whatever. But what I took from that for myself was, no, be committed to prayer and don't be embarrassed to say it out loud. Yes. So the biggest takeaway I had from learning Buddhism and studying was praying out loud. Because I think even in Christianity, we're taught to pray quietly. The pastor might be the one to pray. Right. But when we're in trouble, we go to our book and we go, you know? Yeah. But with Buddhism, no, you got to chant. And the louder you get is how you are projecting your prayers in a sense. Wow. So now when I'm Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, I needed to come from my diaphragm. Wow. The bigger the chant.
What does that mean? Teach me that.
Oh God. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. But what is thank
you know what's crazy is I don't remember what it means. Oh, okay. And that's bad. That's really bad. No, and I'm gonna tell you why, because I stopped practicing with the people. So because of how I am,
it means something good.
No, it It definitely does.
Okay.
It definitely does. We can look it up. Let's look it up before we leave. But I stopped practicing with the community. And what I took it was, remember to chant and pray loud. So now when I pray, I'm praying loud and I'm chanting, but it's not even the word that makes sense. Meditation is happening at the same time. If I'm trying to make this make sense. So although I'm saying that word,
Right.
I'm praying something in my head.
Right.
So I'm yelling the word out. Well, not yelling, I'm chanting.
Right.
And there's a whole prayer session going on.
Wow.
So and that's the duality of how that works, right? So it's like
That's
speaking two different languages. There's different ways to do it, but I mean just sitting still.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know writing is meditation, walking is meditation, right? There's so many ways I could do it. But just to sit still and being intentional,
Yes.
that I have to like set time aside for. So that's what Buddhism taught me. And just the way of being, meaning all of the, like I grew up Muslim, right? My mom is now Christian and my family is Christian, and now me with Buddhism. It's like I take everything.
You take something from all of them and
I make it mine.
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't call myself a Buddhist in a sense, but that's my foundation.
But you study.
I do, and that's the one I would cling to the most
Right.
because it taught me that they all matter.
Okay.
Every religion matters. Every religion should be respected. Every person, every human, every ant, every fucking leaf on the tree, right? Everything matters. Yes. And I think that's why I wouldn't say I was Muslim, even though that's my foundation. I still call my mother Umi, right?
Okay.
I still wake my daughter up to Muslim prayers, but I still would not say that's my religion, right? But Buddhism allowed me to be everything.
That's dope. That's dope. How is it being a parent of an autistic child?
You want to see my scars? This is from today.
Yeah.
So today my son started with a personal trainer. So I get services for him, so he get everything he needed. And today was the personal trainer. He's trying to lose weight. Okay. So he did the workout. It was great until we got to the 4th rep. He was overstimulated. He attacked me. Right? These are things that you would never see me post about online.
Right.
Or like, even complain. It's not a complaint. It's just, he can't talk. He's nonverbal.
Yeah.
So,
how old is he?
He'll be 23 in November. I think I'm blessed because of how my son is. Like some kids are runners, you know, they might be in this park and dart into traffic type kid. My son won't leave my door without me. He won't go press for the elevator without me.
Okay.
He won't cross the street without me.
Wow.
Right? He's nonverbal, but he's very sweet. He can't say nothing, but he's gonna kiss my hand, he's gonna look me in my eyes. And there's so many ways he communicates with me that I know I'm blessed because he could be so much worse. He also has epilepsy. These are things he's had since he was before 2 years old.
Wow.
So this is all how it started, was the epilepsy. He had his first seizure when he was it was January 31st, so he had just turned 1 that November. So he was like 14, 15 months old. He had the first seizure, and it was supposed to be a febrile seizure. After he got his immunization shots, right? They said, oh, it's a febrile seizure. They gave him Tylenol. Just keep watching him. This is day 3 of the seizure now. At that time, I'm working at UPS, and I come home, I'm working overnight. I come home, and as I'm crossing the threshold of my door, they pass him to me because he's so limp. Like, look, mommy, he's not good. And he just went into a seizure. And I never experienced nothing like that before. I didn't know like what seizures was, nothing like that.
Right.
But my mom did. So she's like, this is like a movie moment. I can laugh now, but I feel like she wanted to smack the shit out of me because I was screaming. And she was like, Jamila, my middle name, Jamila, he can feel you. He can feel you. You have to calm down. And since that day, I hear her voice every time we have a seizure. So I know now, like how to. Okay, I know I want to bug out, but I can't. Yeah. And that incident was supposed to be a one-time deal. They was like, oh, it's because of the shots. You know, he'll be all right. But my son never returned from that moment. The light in his eyes went away. Wow. He stopped talking. Whatever speech he had, he regressed. We were potty training. He went back in diapers and stayed in diapers until he was 17.
Wow.
Yeah, and lost all speech. He replaced his speech with humming.
Oh, he does hum. He makes sound.
It used to be really bad, where it was just consistent, like straight, and they go back into it, and it was horrible because I watched him turn from like the baby that was playful, I love you, mommy. He had speech.
Wow.
All of that went away. So now he's about to be 23, and I'm now getting him to get to the point where he's doing some of that stuff again. But all of that was learning for me, because now I know how to manage everything different. Like now I'm the doctor for real. If I thought I was ever somebody before, right? And he's put me through a lot medically. He's had to be resuscitated twice, as far as he was, coded. Wow. They had to bring him back. Off of the seizures, him choking on his vomit while he's having seizures. He's going through a lot. So when moments like this happen, he has anxiety.
Yeah.
So I don't never fault him. Like today, and thank you God for this trainer, because the trainer was like, okay, breathe. He was so calm. I was like, oh, okay, we calm down, and I got nails on and stuff. He don't do this often, so usually I can restrain him. But now I got these on, and I'm trying to oh my God, like my nails about to pop off. But that's a real thing that I deal with when he does get anxious, going to doctor's appointments, going to the dentist.
How do you do this?
This is why I meditate. This is why God has to be my bestie. This is why I have to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But it was.
But so you don't look like what you've been through and what you're going through.
My mother told me he was strategic.
You don't.
My mother told me God was strategic.
You still have a light on your face and your eyes. You smile. A resilience.
Thank you.
I love that. Wow. I can't imagine.
It's a lot, but I think having support, like my grandparents helped me so much.
Oh, that's
right?
Beautiful.
They love him and he loves them. My younger sister's a big support too with all my kids. She does stuff with them and things. I have support in that way. And then really God being there. I think like even my middle son was born with things going on too. And all of those moments really made me stronger with God, because it was nobody else.
Yeah,
it's like, having moments like my second son was born with a hole in his heart, and I was mad at God because I already had Messiah. Messiah was already there, kicking and rocking with the seizures and everything, and I thought having another baby would help him. I was like, he gonna talk when he see this one, and he did the opposite. That's when he started fighting and really getting aggressive. Going outside was bad, like going to public spaces got worse for him. And it was all happening at the same time that my second son got this diagnosis with his heart. And I was pissed with God. I said, I got enough, God.
Yeah.
I had enough without the kids. Like now this. So when that happened though, with Amir, my second son, it made me learn to pray different.
Yeah.
Because it was like, this is hard, God. Like, why is hard? Of all the things, not that I want anything to be wrong, but to me, I'm like, this is spiritual. It's like, this is his heart. You got to heal his heart. Mm-hmm. I prayed differently. It taught me about people not showing up for me who was there. People just, whether you were physically there, people who, like, I'm coming to see you while you're in the hospital. People who checked in on me. All of that stuff happened, and I was so young. I'm still early 23, 24, this is happening. And it really made me say, I got to learn God differently, because that's the only person that's showing up right now.
Yeah.
And I saw the prayers working. The doctors is like, oh, your son not going to do this. This is both boys. He not going to do this. He not going to do that. And I would pray all that away. Tell me my son ain't going to look me in my eyes. Wow. And that's the main thing Messiah do now. When he wants something, he like, we having a whole conversation. He see a girl he like, the first thing he doing is making eye contact. He like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
So like everything they said wouldn't happen. It was like, a man's never gonna grow. My son, he's never gonna grow. He's gonna be small. All of this stuff. It was my son. I ain't gonna say his weight. He a big boy. He's huge. 6'1", huge, like football.
Wow.
But they told me he would be scrawny. He would have the leg. All of this stuff that I prayed it away.
Look at God.
Yeah,
God,
and that's why nobody can tell me nothing about God.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, man.
I love that. Wow, Khadira. So I wanna the cards. This is the last thing, unless you want to talk about something else.
No, I'm excited to do this. Let's see.
I don't know what card is what, but
just pick a random one.
Random card. Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna. Okay, let's do this. I have the eyes closed. Alright. Describe a belief you still hold tight, even if someone showed you evidence to the contrary. God is real.
I like that.
That's it. That's what I heard in my head. God is real. Nobody could ever tell me he wasn't. Especially after everything I went through. There's no way you can tell me God wasn't real. And I don't care what evidence, what book, whatever you pull out the air.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could ever make me couldn't convince me. It's not possible.
I like that. I like that card. You want to choose one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay.
Let's try. Let's see. Ooh, no, this purple looking one. Oh, it's not. It'll be difficult. This one. All right. What moment do you wish you could relive and even change? Ooh, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's what I'm trying not to say. All right, I'll put it like this. In certain relationships, I probably wish I never engaged with.
Okay.
And I would have saved my time. I would have just made my life different.
Okay.
Made different decisions.
In your relationships.
In my relationships. It is not one particular person.
Right.
It's just the way I chose people were based on the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Right? Based on things I thought I was supposed to have, or people I thought were supposed to stand next to me because I didn't understand my own value.
Right.
So I engaged with people that really, even friendships, you know?
Yeah.
So if I could I would definitely get my time back from a few people.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
This is a good one. This is a good one. Yeah.
Nice. Well, this was a good conversation, Khadira. I thank you so much. 2 coffees. You want to read it or you want me to read it?
I can read it.
Okay. All right. 2 coffees. I love this one. And this is to your brother, John.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is for John.
Okay.
And me expressing how I feel with him being incarcerated. Okay, here we go. 2 coffees. I'll take 2 coffees, one for you and one for me. That used to be our thing, and every time I take a sip, it's your face I see. My big brother, my hero, we were supposed to break the curse. Somehow, we are here now, and I'm in my feelings, but saying it might make it worse. Just trying to wrap my head around why you would do anything that could possibly take you away. I'm looking at your kids as they process your absence. It was them that needed you to stay. We already know what it's like to long for our daddy. Even saying that word has me in tears because I barely know that man since my mama had me. I'm trying to understand what changed that will make you lose it. Because the decisions you made wasn't forced. You had to choose it. Did you think about what life would be like if your babies Sorry, I'm trying not to cry while reading.
It's okay. It's all right.
Did you think about what life would be like for your babies if you ever left them? Did you think about everything your sisters endured with no father to help them? I feel betrayed, like I didn't even know you. But when we talk, I hold back. It's probably not the best to show you how I feel. But what does it even matter now? What's done is done. And if you didn't break the curse, you leave it to, don't cry this son. You leave the burden to your son.
It's okay.
For now, I'll take 2 coffees, one for you and one for me. I'll live my life and celebrate my freedom and do the things we both love to do. And this is a picture in front of my grandmother's house that we was both raised in. Nobody's gonna know that with us now, but this is my grandmother's house. And that coffee cup was just sitting there. But that day I took the picture, the sun was just shining so bright on the cup. And I was like, cheers, God. Like, I literally was like, cheers. And then took the photo.
Wow.
So it was just perfect to put it there, because it made sense. Like, I was cheersing, like, I'm going to have my coffee with God now because my brother can't share coffee with me no more.
This was great, Khadira. I thank you so much. I'm happy I didn't cry because I really empathize. Like, with your story, you've been through so much. But you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Your strength. I love your strength and your resilience. And I thank you for sitting with me, sharing your story.